Today is a great day because I finally was able to get my hands on one of my most anticipated titles of the year, and that is Planet Zoo. Planet Zoo is a zoo tycoon / simulation game where you can build your very own zoo from the ground up. Now, I am a huge strategy and builder fan, so this is why this game has been my most anticipated title of the year. My goal for this review is to kind of introduce you to what is available in the open beta. Yes, I said it. It's open to the public, and that means you can get your hands on it by purchasing the digital edition, but that is $55. So I thought this review would be super useful because before spending $55, maybe you should know what you're getting into. So a few details we've got to get through before I hop into the review. You can currently purchase Planet Coaster on Steam. I think that's the only place you can grab it. The standard edition is $44.99, but that does not give you access to the open beta. In order to get into the beta, which is live from now until October 8th, 2019, you have to purchase the digital edition, which is $10 more. Also, I am not sponsored to make this video, and all the opinions in this video are my very own. I even purchased the game myself. I didn't even get the key, so I took a risk and a gamble, all for you guys. So let's go ahead and jump right into the review. How it's going to go down is I'm going to give you the bad, the good, the things they should add or change, and then my final impression and recommendation on whether you should get into the open beta or pre-order the game. So let's go ahead and get the bad news out first. You always got to hit them with the bad news and end with the good. It's really just that it's pretty buggy, and honestly it crashes a lot, at least for me personally. Now, there was a lot of reports both on Reddit and on Steam about other people experiencing crashes, but that is what a beta is for, is to iron that stuff out before full release. But it is annoying building your freaking zoo and having progress lost due to a crash, although the autosave, you don't get reverted too far back, but still crashing is annoying, and it shouldn't be acceptable for a game that is at the price that it currently is at. But like I said, open beta, that's what it's for. Frontier, get on it. Next up, I want to complain about the UI. Now, I think the UI visually, I liked it. It looked good. However, going in line with all the bugs and crashes that I experienced, the menu was super buggy and laggy. Sometimes I would click a button and it would take a second. A lot of it, I think, had to do with the fact that the franchise mode requires an online connection, and that is another negative. Are we like back to 2013 and we're playing Sim City? I mean, I thought the gaming industry learned something from that. Your career mode should not require an online connection, Frontier. Please fix that. At least give us an option to play offline. And it was obvious that their animal market was connected to the internet, so every time you click the animal market to purchase your animals for your zoo, that's the only way you can do that, by the way. You freaking would lag, or you would have to restart your game in order to have the menu work. It was very annoying, especially at the launch. It kind of seemed a little bit better as the day went on, but it still kept happening to me. So hopefully they address that. We need a franchise mode that is offline, and the menu needs to be less laggy and buggy. Also, another thing, a lot of the menu options would overlap. Like, for instance, I would open up the build menu and something would pop up on the top left, and then if I hit the encyclopedia, then it would cover up whatever I was looking at, which is fine because I wanted to look at the encyclopedia, but I couldn't move the encyclopedia over. I would like to be able to move those menus left and right and adjust them. I don't know why you can't do that. That should be an option. I should be able to cross-reference the encyclopedia while I'm looking at something, especially if you're going to make a complex game like this. And then another thing, optimization is severely needed for the game. I noticed that in the franchise mode, if I started with basically an empty canvas, nothing was built, no one was in a zoo, I was running at a smooth 144 FPS. But if I played that scenario where there was a lot of buildings, a lot of parts, a lot of moving animals and people, my FPS was 29. And even if I lowered it to the low settings, I still was only getting 30-35. Now, I don't have the greatest PC, but I also don't have a crap PC. I would say it's a middle to high end. For a game that is $45, that is nearly AAA price, and so you should get AAA optimization, if not close to it. So the optimization and the bugs and the crashes need to be ironed out before release. But the good news is, didn't make it unplayable, it just was annoying. So you just kind of have to deal with it, and I'm sure it'll get better as the beta goes on, and I'm sure they'll do some updates to address a few of the crashes and stuff. I have faith that they will, because the game, other than that, is really amazing. My last last negative, and then we'll move on to all the good stuff. The building mode has lots of options and creativity similar to Planet Coaster, but again, the snapping and the placing was buggy, and I felt like if you didn't learn the hotkeys, that the UI hindered you. A lot of games, you can use both the UI and the hotkeys, and obviously the hotkeys are going to be more seamless and faster, but you can still get away with using the UI. I felt like in Planet Zoo that I just knew that I was super slow in the UI trying to find and fumble through everything. I just felt that it was very tedious. Now, I know I'm being harsh on them with all the bugs and crashes, especially for it being a beta, but I just have concerns for where they're going to be in 2 months. But I'm also very, very optimistic that a lot of the crashes and the bugs definitely will be fixed, as well as the flexibility of the menu and the lagginess of it. At least I hope. I think the one thing that may be a stretch is the optimization. Unless they're a build or two ahead of us, and which I'm assuming they probably are anyways, hopefully we get more optimization, because it really is going to be needed when we start creating zoos that are really big. Otherwise, building a big zoo and playing at 30 FPS isn't going to be any fun. So if they're a few builds ahead and they've been working on optimization, then that should probably be fixed at launch as well. And I would assume that's the case, but we don't know. So I got to bring it up to everybody's attention. All right, so let's move into the good, because there are so many good things about this game. It was absolutely incredible. I have 13 hours played in the first day it's out for open beta. And even though I dealt with minor bugs and crashes, I wasn't even that bothered by them, because I just kept pushing through because I wanted to play more. I just wanted to see what all I could do inside the game. The biggest thing I want to highlight about Planet Zoo is something that just sets it apart from every other game out there, and that is the animal animations. The animal animations are freaking incredible. You can tell that they took their time, they researched and studied these animals and how they act and how they behave, and it just showcases itself inside the game. There were so many times where I was just building, and then all of a sudden I caught myself literally just watching my animals as if I was at a real life zoo. Like, I'm not even kidding. I just would take off the UI and I would just sit there and watch the animal, because they feel so lifelike, and they frolic and they play, and I don't know, it was just a lot of fun just to watch. Now, the next thing I want to point out as well that I really liked was, just like in Planet Coaster, if you can get past the UI and learn the hotkeys and start building more efficiently, the building is limitless. There's so many parts and there's so many different options that you have at your disposal, so many tools that they give you. It's crazy what all you can do. I'm not a very creative person. I suck at art. I suck at drawing. I can't build anything. I've played Minecraft and all I do is build box houses, but somehow Planet Zoo got it out of me. After a couple playthroughs and after I got my feet wet, I was actually proud of some of the things that I built within the game. Now, I'm sure they're not going to be near as great as some of the things that you guys build, but for me to be proud of something that I create is an achievement in itself. And if I can do it, I can't imagine what we're going to see when everybody gets their hands on it. Also, another great thing I like personally about Planet Zoo is that it's not just a builder, it's actually a simulation, and there's actually some thought and some strategy you need to put in, especially if you're doing the franchise mode, because everything affects your pricing. You need to generate enough cash to stay afloat. It's like running an actual zoo or a business, and there's so many options when it comes to the simulation system inside Planet Zoo. You have all your prices that you can adjust for, stupid things like umbrellas and your food and your drinks. You can even change the salary of your staff. You can change your ticket prices, and all that affects how your zoo operates. It's pretty cool. And you can't just plop down stuff and hope it goes. You really need to think about what you're doing and have a process to be successful. And I love that, because I want to be challenged when I'm building. At least me personally. I know a lot of people like Sandbox and being creative, and that's awesome. But because I'm not that creative, I like the challenge aspect of it, which is why something like Anno 1800 is so fun to me. In Planet Zoo, you're going to get that challenge, especially with the franchise mode. So in terms of content, the beta already has hundreds, if not thousands of hours worth of content. And when you get into the beta, you can actually see that they've blocked off a lot of the content. And there's so many different biomes and locations that you can build your zoo at. And I'm pretty sure there's tons of animals that aren't in the beta as well that we will see at full release. So there's going to be plenty of playtime for both myself and you guys if you end up getting the game, because there's a crap ton of content. It's basically endless because it's a sandbox. That was just a few things that I really wanted to highlight and praise about Planet Zoo. There's so much more I could go on and on, but both for keeping the video short short and concise and saving a little bit for you guys and for a review when the game actually goes full release. That is all I'm going to say about the good things of Planet Zoo, but trust me, those good things outweigh the very few bad things that I did have to say. So my overall impression and my recommendation to you guys, obviously if you haven't caught on, is that the game is going to be worth its price, most likely, assuming that the bugs and the optimization get addressed. If the optimization doesn't get addressed, I have concerns. Just being able to build a big zoo and having to play it at 20, 30 FPS is not going to be worth $45. But it's an open beta. I have faith that they're going to fix it. But with Planet Zoo, you're getting an awesome simulation game as well as the creative builder that they are known to make. And like I said, there's hundreds of hours worth of content, so it's not going to end anytime soon. And there's just nothing like this currently with the way the animal animations are and having a zoo tycoon in the modern age of gaming. There's just nothing like it on the market right now. It's worth buying, and if you're really a hardcore simulation builder fan, then the beta is worth buying. If you're on the fence, then I suggest waiting till the full release and seeing how these bugs and crashes get fixed. But it's definitely a slower paced game if you're a Fortnite, Call of Duty player. This isn't going to be your cup of tea, but I know my audience, I know my channel, you guys love this type of stuff, and it's a recommended buy for me. Well, that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it and found it helpful, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I will see you all in the next video.